So George H.W. Bush, or as I'm going to call him through this piece, George Bush Sr. has died at the age of 94. He just died last night around 10 p.m., so on November 30th, 2018. They haven't released his cause of death as yet, and they haven't said anything about funeral arrangements. His wife, Barbara Bush, she died back in, I think, 2 years ago or so, at the age of 92. And anyways, all I can say about old George Bush Sr. is, oh well, another dead Republican. Who cares? I certainly don't. I just felt like saying my 2 cents worth about him. I didn't like George Bush Sr., and I don't like the Republicans, period. Because the Republicans, for the most part, seem to only care about rich white males. They don't seem to care about black people. They don't seem to care about women. They don't seem to care about the poor or Hispanics or anyone else who's not a rich white male. And they're a bunch of warmongers. George Bush Sr. was U.S. president from 1988 to 1992. He was the one that started that Desert Storm War, where he invaded Iraq. Basically a war over oil, as far as I'm concerned. And then he was behind this. In my opinion, he was the one behind that so-called weapons of mass destruction. Remember those so-called weapons of mass destruction that Iraq had around 2002, 2003? So Bush Jr. decided to go finish up his daddy's war. Yeah, so I just saw him as being a warmonger. The American economy, apparently, from what I read, sucked under George Bush Sr. That's probably a big reason why he was just a one-term president, because the economy sucked under him. Well, I mean, after all, he fought Desert Storm, or sent troops to go fight Desert Storm. He didn't fight anything himself during that time period. And war is quite an expensive venture, so that's probably a big reason why America's economy was on the crapper during his term. Yeah, I didn't care much for John McCain when he died, when he kicked the bucket. Didn't care much for his wife, Barbara Bush, when she kicked the bucket. Couldn't care less about Ronald Reagan or Nancy Reagan when those two old goats kicked the bucket either. So, you know what? I really don't care about George Bush Sr. either. Ding dong, the bitch is dead.